Hi everybody, welcome back to Just a Sister Thing, and this is officially Tag Along Tuesday. And the other day we made this lovely trifold full of lots of different pockets, and this is going to be part 2 to that because we're going to do tags, so it seemed like the perfect opportunity to do Tag Along Tuesday. So I have been printing all kinds of different stuff to put into this little journal, and so I have lots of scraps. I have my little teeny tiny scraps and little pieces of material, so we're going to just use what we have, keep it simple. The one thing that I want to say is that when your signature is closed, this is nice and thin. I love elaborate tags. I like lots of stuff on my tags, but in this instance, it's probably wise to go easy, because otherwise you'll have a giant unclosable pocket set. We don't want to do that. So let me move my coffee, and we can get, okay, one more thing I wanted to say. I had a lot of scraps that were super tiny and too small to actually do anything with, and so I wanted to just get them out of the way. I didn't want them taking up my scrap drawer, and I just took my 1-inch hole punch and punched out a bunch of those, and we're going to use them on this. Alright, so let's get busy. The one thing I want to do first, because I want it to dry, is this big pocket up here. Normally I put a big giant tag in it, like one of these Louise Heinzel tags. Of course this doesn't match, but she has others that do. And I would ordinarily just slip a big old tag with something hanging off of it. But I think I want to do something a little different this time. So what I did was I printed out this paper on dyed, this is coffee stained paper. And so what I want to do is move everything out of the way because this gets crazy messy. I want to take a nice fine layer of Mod Podge and put it on there. I'm going to use this little plastic thing underneath it so I don't get it everywhere. And I just dump a little bit of Mod Podge on there, nothing fancy. You got to move quickly so that your ink doesn't move, unless you have, well, I don't know, a better ink printer than mine. And so the purpose behind this is, as this dries while we're working on other tags, this will become like a aged vellum. You can see the ink lifting there, like oilskin paper, and I love that look. So what I'm going to do is let this dry over in the corner, and it should dry relatively quickly, but if it doesn't, we'll use the heat gun. I'm going to have our letter that's going to go in here. We need something big for in here. Now, off camera, I took my big Sizzix and I cut, let's see if I can find it here, I cut some circles. And I love to make tags with circles. So what we're going to do is pick which one we like the best for the cover circle. I love the mouse, but I have 2 of these, so I think I'm going to go with that. And then all you do, let me get my little, that's me knocking everything down. I have some little ones in here. I do have some little ones. Some medium ones. here's my crocodile. If you don't have crocodile, no big deal. You can use a Dollar Tree hole punch. Let me see if I have one. Of course I have one. You can use that. No big deal. Don't have to be fancy. Okay, so I think I've decided on this one, right? Yeah. So, I want to make this so that they all open up. It's kind of a little theme that we've got going on here. So, that one is going to go upside down. I'm going to use my little one here. Oop. missing the hole entirely. Okay, so temporarily I'm just going to pop one of these in there. Sometimes I finish with a grommet. So this is going to spin open like that, and it will be right side up. So, got that there. Get back on there, little guy. And we want this one to end up like that. So, I believe, oh my, I haven't made one of these for a while, so hopefully I'm doing this right if I'm doing it wrong. I don't know what I'll do. Punching a hole in both of them at the same time. Okay, so when you pull the tags, oh my goodness, that worked on the first try. Yay! Okay, so what we're going to do, get all that out of the way now. Like I said, you can finish this with grommets. You don't really have to. And I've already punched all these little circles. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one, because you got to have something that indicates what to pull. Oh, get in there, glue. Get in there, glue. I'll put that one right there. Okay. And notice that I kept my thumb on it as I pulled it so that I would know which one to glue and where to glue it at. You can make this with any size circle. And what I did was I simply used my big Sizzix and picked a large circle and ran it through it. I have done it with freehand cutting. We've all seen that. That's ugly, but it can be done. Anything circular. Actually, I have a, let me see here. She even has a bunch of circles in this by Leanna Scraps, which is primarily what I've been using on this. She has your circles already cut. You could use super tiny little any sort of fixture, anything that you that you can squeeze together like that. And this would totally work as well. It'd be a little one, but super cute. I'm not complaining. All right, so let's see. Am I dried enough? And it moves real easily. As long as you put that little rat upside down and make sure that you get your correct sides with your little things, it will work. Okay, so I thought this would be cute right in here. And that tag can stick up, and then you'll know where to pull it out. Okay, that's one. So we need a little tag for in here. And actually, I was thinking about this front one. I really like this little bird. I think that would be cute. And what I have is, I have printed off, if you remember, this little bird is on the opposite page of this. This was like that, and I cut them apart. So I have plenty of the little bird. So I might as well. Like, I could collage that together. That would be very, very pretty. But I'm thinking, let's do it like this. Okay. So I know that that's a little bit bigger than what I need, and that's okay. Because I'm going to cut just under that. So this is an index card, and it's oxide dyed. But I like it. I like that shape and the design. I think it's kind of cool. So what I want to do, I'm going to move this for a second. One good thing that all of our junk mail is good for. Makes excellent little gluers. And like I said, this is not the most complex tags, Tag Along Tuesdays, but in this particular case, you really can't get too complicated. So what I'm going to do is pop this in there, and I really like using these little round chips. So what I'm going to do is glue it, slide it under there so that I know I got it in just the right spot. Let me smush that around a little bit. And I'm only gluing half of the circle. On this one in particular, I'm going to glue one on the back as well. What I don't want to do is leave it in there, just in case there's any glue that's oozing. I'm going to pop another one on there. So they're not just white on the back. Got something a little more interesting to look at when you flip it over. Actually, I didn't realize I had the beginning of a word. It's a French word, so I have no idea what it is, because I took German in school. Not sure why. Literally have never been able to use it, except when I go to flea markets. When I go down to flea markets in Ohio, there's always Amish people, so I can understand them. But even that is fading. I'm getting old. Okay. I'm going all the way around the ball there, down at the bottom, because I want to make sure that it doesn't get hooked every time. Ah, hear my train? He comes through every night. Let me look. Yep, Newbie's over there in the window. He's not sure if he's in danger. Okay, so now you can do all kinds of things with these little cards that are going to go into this. Simple things like decorative stamping, real pretty stamps, thin paper, anything that's not going to bulk up this part of the journal too much, because it's very easy to bulk. This is a gift for my daughter's friend, and her name starts with an S. So I gotta put an S on here somewhere. Let's see what we got here. It's gonna go. Yeah, that's a nice soft color. Hi, baby. Newbie's back. He survived. He wasn't sure. He wasn't sure if he was gonna survive that train. He did. I don't know if everybody has a little fraidy cat, but my Newbie he's a big boy. As he cries. What? But he's afraid of everything. Not brave at all. Okay, see if that's stuck down there pretty good. Okay, I'm thinking this would be a pretty match with this side over here, and I'm still going to find a spot for that. Then again, I have this pretty card here. Yeah, I think I'm going to take my little shears here, kind of give it a funky little edge. Why not? Sometimes I work with all the complicated stuff so much that I forget about something as simple as pinking shears, and just how cute they can just, they're pizzazzy in their own way. Very simple. Okay, I'm going to flip this over because it's very, very white. Just put a little edge on there. Maybe take it up on the corners a little bit. Oh my god, that's so loud. Sorry. Don't know what was happening there. Alrighty, I got this little box of stamps. I pull that out. That might be kind of nice to just put the French letters on it. Make sure I have it facing the right way. I do. And I could go for black, but I think I'm going to just go for this nice faded vintage photo. Nothing too dark. Put that there for a minute. And I think that's pretty. Don't worry about that. Oh gosh, measure. Measure, then cut. All right, let me take that down a little bit. So now we have a couple cards. We got this little guy over here. And I'm going in back into my scrap pile. Can I use anything here? Actually, that might be kind of pretty, huh? So, if I were going to do this the right way, I would measure. I think the pocket was 3 inches, it is, and obviously this is not going to be that. So I'm thinking 2.5 inches will give me a nice little card. I'm just loosening my pocket a little bit. It's a little bit tight. Okay. So I actually kind of like this part even more than I like that part. So I'm going to take that off on the flowers. Let's take these corners down a little bit. Like I said, this is not going to be the most complicated set of tags. That's okay, because the book is complicated. The little trifold is complicated. Oh, I'm putting it in there wrong anyhow. Let's see here. Oh, I gotta take a little bit more off. A little bit more. And that fits in there nice. And when you pull it out, you've got the nice apothecary bottles. When it's in there, it's just a very, very pretty little set. Okay, we have a little card space over here, which I apparently got some glue on. So I have these beautiful, this is a printable by Louise Heinzel. I want to say it came with Sabrina's Cauldron. I might be wrong, I'll link it, but they're just so pretty. And I took that and printed it on heavy cardstock, which I coffee dyed, and I coffee dyed it really, really, really dark. But I love it. So I think I'm going to use 2 of these. large punch. Okay. So there we are. And I've got these bright gold ones. I'm going to use those. I think those will be pretty. If they're too bright for you, you can take them and put them in a bowl and put a little bit of alcohol ink in it and dye it up. Alcohol ink does beautifully well with metal. Oh, I don't know what that was. Something flew over here. Okay, just my little circle. Okay. It's so nice and dark. It really doesn't need any ink on it. I'm going to be using a lot of Louise Heinzel's kit when I get ready to assemble the whole journal, the whole book of shadows. So you'll see a lot of, I think it's called Sabrina's Cauldron, and it is so pretty. Okay, bring my little guy over here. What do we got? Oh, or this one. No, let's see. Oh, Newbie. Newbie, no. Can I move you? Oh, you big boy. Let me move you. Okay. Let's see here. Trim this. Oh yeah, I think that. Because this picks up the gold in here. Okay. To do my little trick here because I can't get this in without. Oops, too big. I just simply need a little something. So I think what I'm going to do is lay some glue down on here. Finger smush it. I'm trimming this, but honestly, it would be just as easy to take my sanding box block and run that over it And I know this is very subtle, you almost can't see it, but I just feel like it's kind of cool. So I just want to drop a little more glue on that. I think those are very cute. Just pop them right in there. Okay, so we got that pocket. You can put as many pockets in as you want as well. You're not limited. These I change all the time. Sometimes I have 3 pockets on one side, and sometimes I have just one. So it really is just a matter of what you like. I will probably do some stamping on this, on the back of this, but for now we've got it in there. We've got this one, and we have this cool guy here. Cooler if I open it up the right way. The nice thing is, no matter how you open this, if you've put your grommets in, if you put in your whatever you're using to hold it together, if you put them in right from the very beginning, it will open the correct way every single time. Can't go wrong with that one. Just got a little working out ahead of time. Honestly, I think this little guy here needs a tag. Oops, I forgot how I did it. Forgot already. I'm going to slightly trim this down, but I think I'm going to put a piece of fabric on it. I like that open spot on top. It's kind of the way it is when you're spontaneously creating together, just kind of doing your thing. I didn't really plan any of these out except for my big paper that I have over there drying, which I think should be dry by now. You're just kind of coming up with these ideas, and some ideas you reject, some ideas you fall in love with. And anybody who has seen me operate this, say a little prayer. That's all I can say. You know it's bad. I know it's bad. Nope. Still no. Still no for that. Don't know where I'm going to use that. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do here is use one of my favorite little tools. I actually kind of figured out that if I move this thing here closer, I can't shoot over a certain area. Yep, I almost did that wrong. And all I'm going to do now is make sure that I've got it in the middle. So I have practiced with it. Alright, stapler, don't make me look bad. Ta-da! I have practiced with it. So oh yeah. Round that a little bit. Round that side a little bit. That's pretty cute. And this is where we're at right now. I can still hold it together. Again, this is going to be the center of my signature. I like these little guys sticking out. It's very cute. And it is not unusual for me to take these or any sort of tabs and pop them on the end. I like them. I like to know where you open. This, it's got to be over far enough that it doesn't interfere with the page, but it gives you an indication of where this is going to open. So I'm going to pop some glue on the back of this one, put that right there. Yeah, I'm very big into tabs when you have complicated things like the circular tag there. This way I know that anybody looking at that is going to say, oh, tab, that's what I got to do. I would ordinarily put one here. And what I like to do with that one is I like to put a little dangly bit on it. And when I was digging through my little box over here, I found something very interesting. I have no idea where I got it from, but I will show you here. Oh, get out of the way, little tag. I'm going to pull that out so it doesn't stick to it. Okay, so when I was digging through my workstation, like so, I found this interesting little thing. I have no idea what it is or where it came from or who gave it to me. I don't know. I'm clueless. But I think it's adorable. So, what I'm going to do is take one of my little bulbs. Make sure that's dry. I need my little hole. Poke a little hole in here because I like it. I like my little dangly bobs. Okay, it wasn't quite dry, so hopefully that will be okay. And then let me see if I can find the right little eyelet. I already have used some gold, so I think I'll just use a gold one. Let me pop that in there. Oh, it's so tiny. Okay, get in there. Get in there, little guy. Okay. I'm going to take my little, I don't know, do I want a bright gold one? I think I want a black one. Yeah, there. I think I'm going to use a black one. I don't know what this is, but it's very cool. I'm trying not to rip the tag off. I know that it's not quite dry. Oh, it's the pressure. Okay, so I don't know what that is, but it's cute, and it's going to be cute when it's hanging out of the journal. My last thing that I'm gonna, now you can see how pretty that turned out. It's nice and clear on this side. Stains, but that's just the nature of staining your paper. What I like to do is fold it. Like so. It's just, I love that feeling. Love it. And I always like to put trim on it myself. So I'm going to do that. Okay. And we have that, which is the final piece for our trifold. And that is just going to slip right in there. And before I call it done, there is one simple thing that I love to do, and I learned this from Genevieve Designs. Probably nothing unique, but it's unique to me. I like to take the heat transfer foils. I'm sorry, now I have so much stuff over here. Just doing these simple little tags. Okay, so I like to take the heat transfer paper foils, and I get my glue stick, and I like to do accents by using my glue stick and sticking my transfer paper to it and popping a little bit of gold on everything, or silver. I have rose gold, and I think somewhere I have gold, and then I have silver. So it just depends on the kit, what I'm working with, whether I think it needs more accents. But it's just so pretty. It's such a nice way of adding a little bit of color, a little bit of pizzazz without any bulk. It would be beautiful to put, you know, little diamonds and jewels and stuff like that on this, but I think that it's complicated because it's got to stay kind of skinny. So you just get that little glittery look to it without having to bulk it up. Very addicted to it. So put lots of silver on this one. You just smooth it. If you're using a glue, you want to wait for a second for it to get tacky, but if you're just using the glue stick, it's pretty darn fast. In fact, you want to let it dry a little bit before you start closing everything up on it. When I'm done, I will pull everything out. I think that is awesome. It's a great tip when you're working on something that you can't put a lot of thick, heavy things on. I said she had already gold foiled this little area. I love that. I mean, it doesn't translate well when you're printing, but it gives you a nice little marker spot of where you want to drop some foil yourself. And I think she does it, I assume, the same way, but she also may use paint. I have used Folk Art Metallic, rubbed it in little streaks with my finger. It does work. It works nice. You can dry brush it. But I think this is Pretty clever. And gives it just the right accent. I think that's it. I think our little trifold is done. I'm calling it done. I think it was a lot of fun to do, and I hope that you will give it a try. I mean, we've broken it down. It's pretty easy to do. A little bit time consuming, but once you get the hang of it, I think you'll have no trouble at all. Alright, please like and subscribe down below. And if you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to leave them. I do try to answer regularly. And I will see you for sure next Tuesday.